Hey guys, I didn't think I'd be out tomorrow or today. You're watching this as if it was today, but I'm recording this as if it was tomorrow. Anywho, as you can tell, I sound like a man, so I'm not here. But I didn't want you guys to miss too much instruction, but a couple of things. Number one, make sure if your stuff didn't get finished, that it gets finished. You guys are pretty lucky. You get an extra day to do it. But other than that, I got an awesome report from Ms. Parker. Just make sure that you guys are keeping it up. So what we're going to be talking about is generalizations, and you guys have this front and back piece of paper to kind of help fill in for some notes. And another thing, I'm really sorry that you guys have clowns in here, especially with the movie It coming out. I'm sure clowns are like everybody's favorite thing right now. But I did like the content that was inside of it. So we're going to kind of be talking about that. So first off, with a generalization, we need to kind of figure out what it means before we start filling in the notes. So kind of your first blank that's at the top with the bubbles, a generalization is going to be a broad statement about a subject based on information, observation, and experiences. So if you need to pause in order to get those things done, you can. If not, I'm going to go ahead and keep talking. So when we're talking about broad, we're talking about, not very specific. The opposite of broad is specific. So it's pretty much like, a big way of explaining things. But whenever we're breaking down this meaning, when it's talking about a broad statement about a subject, this is pretty much like our something, whether it's math, cats, people, these are pretty much our anything. But when we talk about information, we're talking about things that we learn. So in front of, or the bubble that's on top of information, you're going to put to learn. So things that we learned: humans are mammals, 4 + 2 is 6, lettuce is a vegetable, there are 4 sides to a square. These are things that, we learn, and those are pieces of information. Observations, these are things that we see, or things that you notice. So you see that your bedroom is messy, or you see what others people eat and don't eat. You see people are walking to stay in shape. So like I said, observations are things to see. Make sure that you put that in your notes. And also experiences are things that you do. Like you went to the fair, you rode on a roller coaster, you go to school, those kinds of different things. Again, at any point, because I'm going to quit saying it, if you need to stop and pause to make sure that your notes are filled in, go ahead and do that. But like I said, I'm not going to keep reminding you guys of that. Okay, so we know what generalizations are, but there's a lot of differences between generalizations, facts, and opinions. So think about walking across a tightrope. Facts are on one end, but opinions are on the other end. So facts, these are things that can be proven true, while opinions, these are what you think. Generalizations are kind of flirting with that line, or are somewhere in the middle. So when we think about it, facts are things that can be proven true. Okay? Hint, hint, put it in your notes. Opinions are statements that express beliefs that cannot be proven true. So for example, millions of people visit Hawaii every year. However, that's a fact. We can prove that millions of people are doing this. We can look at, airline tickets that are being sold. We can look at hotels and different things like that. However, when it's talking about Hawaii is the best place to go for vacation, not everybody necessarily thinks that. Some people might not really like the hot or like beaches. Maybe they want to go up to the mountains. Maybe they like it cold. It's somebody's belief. However, a generalization is a statement that involves a leap to a conclusion that is logical but unproven. So for example, most students don't like homework. We can't technically prove the most part of it. However, we can prove that students don't like homework. Okay, so that's how it kind of gets in the middle. So for example, many people love to go, and I can't see what it says up there. But anywho, like I said, with the most people or most students hate homework. It is something that we can kind of prove, but not exactly. Okay, these words are things that can help you detect a generalization. And the next box where it has it on your paper, go ahead and start circling these things. So some, many, most, few, sometimes, often, rarely, probably, might, typically. So these are words that usually, whenever we're talking about them, they're not telling you exact numbers. They're giving you a generalization, okay? So not exact. So on this next part, you're going to tell me if it is a fact, opinion, or generalization. And then on where it says on your paper, it says read the statement, and then is it a fact, opinion, generalization? You can put FOG, I don't care. No signal words. Just telling me the word is perfectly fine. Okay, so many kids don't like to get up in the morning. Is this a fact, something we can prove, an opinion, something that somebody believes, or is this a generalization, a broad statement about something? It says many, and like I said, we can prove probably that kids don't like getting up in the morning, but we can't prove exactly how many. So this, in fact, will be a generalization, with many being our clue word. Okay, and this is exactly what we talked about. It's a broad statement based on what we know about them, to be observed about them, and have experienced it ourselves, about kids getting up in the morning. Okay, and we said many is a clue word. And again, it fits the definition. Kids' likes and dislikes can't be proven as facts, but it is a logical conclusion to make about many kids. So we can say, for example, if I were to take a vote right now, kids in Miss Hornick's class don't like getting up in the morning, or kids in Miss Yoakum's class don't like getting up in the morning. I can take a vote and figure that out, whether my kids like getting up or they don't like getting up. All kids should get at least 10 hours of sleep at night. Okay, is this a fact, opinion, or generalization? This is actually going to be an opinion. Okay, it's a belief about what kids should do, and it cannot be proven. Okay, whenever this went on to the next thing. Okay, when we're talking about this, we're talking about what people should do. Are there scientific studies proving that, this amount of sleep is best, or this amount of sleep is best? Yes. However, there's not one single piece of evidence that's saying that, this is what's best. There's all kinds of different, studies that are showing different things. Kids often suffer in several ways by not getting enough sleep at night. Okay. Is this a fact, I was about to say fact or fiction. Is this a fact, opinion, or generalization? If you picked generalization, you are correct. The key word is often. They often do this. It doesn't tell how much. It's broad enough. It's not very specific on it. Okay. Again, what makes it generalization? Does it fit the definition of it being a broad statement? Well, I just kind of told you that, so yes. Is there a generalization clue word? Or I gave you that answer too. It is often. And lastly, does it involve a leap to a conclusion that is logical but unproven? Yes, we can probably assume, and I see it with you guys or past students really, that if you don't get enough sleep, you're not on your A game. You're not doing your best. Newborns spend more hours asleep than awake. This is a fact. This can be proven. You can literally take all 24 hours in a day and figure out if the newborns are sleeping most of the day or if they are awake most of the day. Kids should be allowed to nap in school if they are tired. Man, if we were allowed to do that, it'd be awesome. However, it's telling us what we should do, so that makes it an opinion. Make sure, before I forget, make sure on this last one for your note/signal word that this is put in there can be proven. Okay. I lied. Make sure that you're pausing in case you need to catch up, or if you need to rewind anything, make sure that you're doing that as well. But if you're ready, let's go ahead and move on. So let's kind of look at some of these things. So again, we're going to be given A, B, and C. Your job is to do 3 things. Number 1 is to circle the generalization. The second/third thing I want you to do is to tell me which one is the opinion and which one is the fact. And you can put an O and an F and a G if you'd like to, but just make sure that the generalization is circled and I know which one's fact and which one's opinion. Okay? So, which statement is a generalization? There are different types of clouds. The fluffy clouds are pretty, or sometimes clouds will produce rain. The correct answer is C, because they will sometimes produce rain. Now, all clouds are going to produce rain. A is going to be your fact. We can prove which one or how many different types of clouds there are, or if there are. And B, of course, will be your opinion. Fluffy clouds are pretty. Not everybody thinks that fluffy clouds are pretty. Okay. Next one, which one of these is a generalization? Many people celebrate Cinco de Mayo. Everyone needs to celebrate Cinco de Mayo in some way. Or Cinco de Mayo occurs on May 5th. You're going to pick answer choice A as your generalization. And your keyword is going to be many. Make sure that you're writing your keywords as well next to your circles and stuff. When we're looking at everyone needs to celebrate Cinco de Mayo in some way, we're talking about an opinion. This is talking about things that we should do or need to do. And Cinco de Mayo occurs on May 5th. That's a fact. It literally, Cinco de Mayo means the 5th of May. So, last one before we turn the page. Which statement is a generalization? Prince George is a lucky child. Some consider princes and princesses lucky, or to be very lucky. C, Prince William and Princess Kate have a son named Prince George. Answer choice B is going to be your generalization. Your clue word is some. Answer choice A is going to be your opinion, because lucky, some people can consider him lucky, some people might not. And answer choice C is going to be a fact. We can prove that Prince William and Princess Kate have a son named Prince George. So what I'm going to do now is these next 3 that you guys have, I'm going to pop up a puzzle question, and I'm going to give you guys the time to do that. And after that, we will go over them. Okay. So which of these statements is a generalization? Your answer choice is going to be C, and your keyword should have been typically. Your fact should be A, and your opinion should be B. Next one. Your generalization should have been A, many kids think radishes taste gross. I'm one of those people as well. Your keyword is many. However, my dad loves radishes. Radishes are a root vegetable. That is a fact. You can prove it. Radishes taste gross. Even though I agree, this is an opinion, because like I said, my dad also thinks that they are delicious. And then the last one for this section, your generalization is going to be C, because many Americans, we don't have a specific number. Your clue word, like I said, is many. A is going to be your opinion, because it's telling you that is the best. While B is going to be your fact. We can prove that Hawaii is the only state made up of islands. So now that we have gone over generalizations, let's kind of talk about the differences between faulty and valid generalizations. So when we're talking about a valid generalization, this is going to be logical. It can be supported by facts and examples. However, whenever we talk about a faulty generalization, this is false. Faulty, false. Get it? So, whenever we're talking about things like this, we're looking really at signal words, because even though like you're probably thinking, well, valid generalizations is not most generalizations, but think about the clue words when we're talking about a generalization. When we're talking about a faulty generalization, we're going to talk about all or none or no one, everyone, never, always. These are things that make it sound like there's a specific number, okay, when in fact there might be none. However, when you use these words, just one exception can make that generalization false. So, for examples, what I want you guys to do on this part, just like the directions say, you're going to read the statement, circle the word that makes it a faulty generalization, and then you're going to change it into a valid generalization. And when you're changing it, you don't have to follow my example. However, it will be given for you. So, oh goodness, I went on. Sorry. No one likes to get up in the morning. The words no one are warning words. The generalization can be proven false by finding just one person who likes to get up in the morning. Okay, so if we were to raise our hands in here, well, it's not that I don't like getting up in the morning. It's not my favorite thing to do, but I'm very much more of a morning person than I am a night person. So I would be the one that would make this generalization faulty. Give you a little bit of time to make this into a valid generalization. And for example, many people don't like to get up in the morning would make it a valid generalization. This would be something that's saying a lot of people don't like to do it, but we're not trying to give a specific number. Again, if you need to pause, make sure you're doing so. All kids love pizza. You should have circled the word all, because even one person not liking pizza would make this false. So if you wanted to say something else, you can say that most kids like pizza. It never snows in Florida. Your faulty generalization and what you should circle is never, because this is a warning word, because even if we can prove that it snowed one time in Florida, then it's going to make it false. So if we're going to make this into a valid generalization, we can say that it rarely snows in Florida, or that it almost never snows in Florida. Every kid dreams of playing in the NBA. Well, I think it's quite obvious that not every kid does it, because I don't think everyone in here even would like to play the NBA. So your word every is the one you're going to circle. And then the next thing is that many kids dream of playing in the NBA is going to be your valid generalization. Sorry, y'all. I'm not feeling good, obviously. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this for you guys. A question will pop up, and this is going to be kind of like your quiz that you guys will do, kind of seeing how you guys did and everything like that. So let's see how you did. Which one is a valid generalization? So something that would most likely be true. Your answer choice is B. Your clue word is some. Everyone would make that a faulty generalization. Statement is a generalization, and that would be B, because even though it has everyone, which kind of brings our next question, is this generalization valid or faulty? Even though it makes it faulty, A is going to be an opinion, because they might not make the best basketball players. A valid generalization would be A, because the word all means that it is faulty, even though you would think librarians that deal with books every day like to read. Generalization would be A, because many toddlers are messy eaters. Toddlers should never be allowed to drink juice on carpet is an opinion. But is this valid or faulty? If you're thinking valid, you are correct. Valid generalization would be B, because it has many families instead of all families. And then last one, my dad says he loves to argue with his doctor. Or some people love to argue with others. Answer choice B would be correct just because this is saying some people. So this would be a valid generalization, while A is a fact. Okay, that is it, you guys. That's all I have for you as far as this Edpuzzle video. Make sure that the rest of your stuff is getting finished that you have assigned, and I hope that I get to get another fabulous sub report, but I will see you guys on Thursday.